Hey there, everybody. So this video is going to show you how to do some more tricks in Onshape. Specifically, it's going to show how to use the Revolve and Fillet tools. Our ultimate goal here is to create something that looks like this, a candlestick. The Revolve tool is going to allow you to take a two-dimensional sketch, like you see highlighted right there, and turn it into this three-dimensional form that looks like a candlestick. It's very simple. And then the Fillet tool is going to allow you to take sharp edges and to smooth them out. What's lighting up here are the edges that were originally a bit harsher. And I can actually see that result if I roll this back here, everything gets pointier. And the Fillet tool allows you to make those edges softer, almost like you're sanding them. The Revolve tool, which starts again with a sketch like this, it's sort of like spinning a pot on a pottery wheel. It lets you take that two-dimensional sketch and spin it around an axis to make it three-dimensional. So that's going to be our ultimate goal here, is to create something that looks like this, and this video is going to show you how to do all of the different steps. So let's flip on over here. What you're going to do is, just like before in the last exercise we had, we're going to use this link here to create our own copy of the template file. So when I click on that, it opens up the blank template, which already has a sketch done out here. If I double click, I can't even see it right now. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up to the top here and you're going to make sure you're signed in. I've already got mine filled out with the account that I'm using. You'll type your info in there. Please let me know if you have questions or you can't get in. And then you're going to go up to make a copy. And you can just put your name after this. I'm going to put demo in big letters because this is my demo that I'm doing for y'all. So, and that is going to give you your copy of this. And a lot of you were successful with that last time. If this is something you had trouble with, please let me know. So I've already added dimensions to this all over the place to make sure that everything is in the right spot and all the sizes make sense. So you don't have to worry about that. What we're going to do right away to make this three-dimensional is we're going to find the Revolve tool, which is right next to the Extrude tool, which many of you are already familiar with. And I'm going to click Revolve. And this asks for two things. It asks for the face or sketch region to revolve, much like the Extrude tool asks for a closed shape to do something with. So I'm going to pick the general shape here. And then it asks for a revolve axis. I have to make sure I click right on that box there. That's me clicking. If you don't actually click in that box, it doesn't work. And then I'm going to pick this central axis, and that's going to revolve that profile that I picked around that central axis. If I click the green check mark, it creates exactly the shape I was looking for. So we are partway done already here. The next step here is to just use the Fillet tool. And the Fillet tool is over here in this panel over here. If I click on the Fillet tool, what it asks me for is an edge that it's going to fillet. It calls them entities. What it really means is an edge, okay? And I'm going to do this a couple times here because we want to use different sizes for different edges. So I'm going to go from the bottom to the top, and I'm just going to pick this edge right here and this edge right here, okay? And in this box, I'm going to type a number. I'm going to type 0.4, and you're going to see that's going to make that edge bigger. It's going to make the sort of scoop in there a little bit bigger. If I hit enter here or click outside that box, I could also make it smaller. I could do like 0.1, and it would be really tiny, but let's leave it at 0.4, and I'll click the check mark. And that completes the first fillet that we're doing there on the bottom of this. The next parts that we're going to do are we're going to attack this little bubble part where it pops out here. And we're going to do a fillet that's a little bit smaller than the last one. So again, I'll find the Fillet tool, and I'm going to click these edges. Now, I want to caution you at this point. You may have already ran into this problem. If you are not careful about what you're clicking on, you don't want to click right now when everything is lit up. You only want to click when the exact edge is lit up that you're looking for. So I'm going to click on that edge. But if I clicked right now, it would cause problems. Watch this. Well, actually, it worked that time, incidentally. So, but sometimes it can cause issues. If I click too many times, it can break Onshape and it won't do what I want it to. So you can get rid of anything that you click by clicking on the X up here, or by re-clicking on the spot over there. It'll unselect it. So that's just some stuff to think about. So for this number, let's just type 0.25. And this is already in inches, so that's going to create that shape. And then last but not least, we are going to come up here and we are going to fillet the underside of this. So I'll click here and I'll click here. And notice it's turning red right now. It's because that fillet is too big. It's causing it to bump into something. It's causing it to be problematic, and Onshape doesn't like it. It can't do the math. So we're going to make it smaller. We're going to go 0.1. Almost always the secret to making a fillet work is to make that radius smaller. So cut it in half. If in doubt, cut it in half. If in doubt, make it smaller. Click the check mark. And now we have for ourselves a lovely candlestick. What you can do, if you would like, is you can try to create some other revolved shapes after you give me a screenshot. So do make sure you get me a screenshot of this, but then you can create some other revolved shapes. You could try sketching on the front plane. You could draw out anything that pretty much has a straight line, and you can see how this will work. So let's try something kooky like this. I'll click the check mark. You don't even have to dimension it just to play around. And then we could pick this shape. We pick our revolve axis. Remember, I click in that box. I could pick one of these edges, and it would create some kooky, crazy shape like this. You could try picking a different edge. So I'll click the X, and I'll try this edge, and it's going to create different shapes. So it can be really fun to experiment with this. If you do an inside edge, see how it's not doing anything? It doesn't like that. It turned red up here. It does not like that. So we don't want to do that. But that one works. So you could play around with this and do whatever you'd like to create some different shapes. You can also try playing with the fillet tool, and the fillet works on just about any corner or any edge to make it bigger or smaller. You can also drag this arrow. If we were doing something like something rectangular, like the key tag or something else like that, if we had a rectangular shape like this, and I extruded that with just a regular extrude, so let me tilt this a little bit, I could fillet those edges. So these are some pretty versatile tools, and it can be really useful to understand how they work and understand how they are going to be able to help you make your toys. So I'd encourage you to play around, but please make sure you do get me a screenshot of this object right here, this plain old candlestick. However you do it on whatever device you're working on, whether it's a Chromebook or something else, take that screenshot and upload it to Google Classroom. Thanks, folks. Good luck, and let me know if you have questions.